Get ready to uncover the hidden treasures of American coinage. In this countdown, we reveal the top 3 most valuable wheat penny coins that collectors dream of finding. These rare 1-cent pieces aren't just pocket change, they're historical artifacts with stories of minting mistakes, limited production, and soaring market demand. From legendary key dates to mysterious error coins worth thousands, these wheat pennies have shocked collectors and turned lucky finders into instant owners of small fortunes. Stay tuned, because one of these coins could be sitting in your coin jar right now. The 1946 Wheat Penny series holds a fascinating place in numismatic history, offering collectors a blend of accessible coins and rare treasures capable of commanding significant value. While the majority of 1946 pennies were minted in large quantities and remain common today, certain varieties, errors, and condition-sensitive examples have astonished collectors at auction. These standout coins demonstrate how an everyday Lincoln cent can transform into a valuable prize under the right circumstances. One of the most compelling aspects of wheat pennies from 1946 is their post-war production. As the U.S. economy transitioned out of wartime measures, minting resumed at high capacity, producing hundreds of millions of coins. Yet, even in such a massive output, anomalies occurred. These minting irregularities, whether due to planchette issues, die deterioration, or striking misalignments, created pieces that now stand apart from the ordinary. Collectors seek these rare variations, not only for their scarcity, but for the stories they tell about minting practices of the era. Among the most valuable are 1946 wheat pennies that survived in astonishingly pristine condition. Graded at MS67 and above by reputable grading services, these coins represent the highest echelon of preservation. Because wheat pennies circulated widely, finding one from 1946 with virtually no marks, sharp details, and original luster is exceedingly difficult. At auctions, top population examples have achieved prices in the thousands due to the fierce competition among registry-set collectors who pursue only the finest known coins. Another category of high-value 1946 pennies includes major mint errors. One of the most dramatic errors involves off-center strikes, where a portion of the design is missing because the planchette wasn't properly aligned during striking. Depending on the degree of misalignment and overall eye appeal, off-center 1946 pennies can sell for several $100s or more. Even more valuable are double-die errors, though these are much rarer for this year. When present, they can feature noticeably doubled lettering or date digits, creating a striking visual difference that collectors covet. A bold and unmistakable double die from 1946 can draw significant bids, as enthusiasts know such varieties are far from common. Transitional or wrong planchette errors represent some of the most astonishing finds. In rare cases, a 1946 wheat penny might have been struck on a leftover steel planchette from 1943 or on a foreign planchette intended for another country's coinage. These unusual pieces can reach 4 or even 5-figure prices, depending on authentication and exact composition. The rarity comes from the fact that most off-metal strikes were caught and destroyed at the mint, leaving only a handful of survivors that escaped into circulation. Proof-like and early die-state coins also command attention. Although the U.S. Mint did not produce official proof cents in 1946, some early strikes were made with newly prepared dies that left a reflective, almost proof-like surface. These semi-proof-like pieces often feature sharply defined details and radiant fields, making them highly desirable. Well-preserved examples with strong luster can easily outperform typical market values, especially when certified by major grading services. Collectors also appreciate 1946 pennies with strong strike characteristics. In many cases, Lincoln cents from this period can appear softly struck, lacking definition in Lincoln's hair or the wheat stalks on the reverse. Coins that show crisp definition in these areas are automatically more valuable because they demonstrate a precise and clean strike. When paired with excellent color and luster, especially the sought-after Red Road designation, these pieces command substantial premium. Additionally, coins with original roll fresh color and red designation are among the most competitive in the marketplace. Copper is prone to toning over time, and most 1946 pennies have mellowed to brown or red-brown shades. Finding a fully red example that has retained its vibrant copper brilliance for nearly 8 decades is impressive on its own. Locating one in high mint state grades makes it extraordinarily valuable. Because so few exist in top condition, collectors often pay thousands for the privilege of adding such a coin to their sets. Market demand has also increased for attractively toned examples. While brilliant red coins dominate the high-value category, richly toned 1946 pennies with rainbow hues or deep iridescence can surprise at auction. When naturally formed and coupled with strong technical quality, toning can elevate an otherwise common coin into an artistic and financially appealing collectible. Unique color patterns make these pieces one of a kind, drawing competitive bidding from enthusiasts who appreciate both rarity and visual beauty. Historical context adds yet another layer of appeal. Wheat pennies from the mid-1940s represent the end of an era before the design change in 1959. Collectors who focus on the full Lincoln Wheat cent series view 1946 as an important post-war issue, marking America's economic recovery and renewed industrial productivity. High-grade or rare examples from this year not only serve as investments, but as tangible pieces of history connecting modern collectors with the past. Whether through outstanding condition, striking errors, unusual metal compositions, or eye-catching toning, the most valuable 1946 wheat pennies demonstrate how diverse the numismatic world can be. A year often dismissed as common has produced some of the most impressive and desirable Lincoln cents known, proving that remarkable finds can hide in plain sight. Collectors who study their coins closely may discover that even a small, decades-old penny carries a story, and sometimes a surprising value that far exceeds its humble face value. The 19560 Lincoln Wheat cent was minted in Denver, and the D mint mark appears just below the date. This coin is very common, with over 1.1 billion produced, one of the highest mintage numbers of all wheat cents. Because of this huge quantity, most 1956 D pennies are worth only a little more than face value, unless they are in exceptional condition or have a valuable error. Here are approximate market values, circulated condition. 1 to 10 depending on condition. Uncirculated mint state, MS60, MS63, 50 cents, to dollars, MS64, $3, $5, MS65, $10 at $20, MS66 and higher, $40 at $100 plus rare quality. Coins graded MS67 by PCGS or NGC can bring hundreds of dollars because only a very small percentage remain flawless, valuable errors to look for. While the normal 1956 to penny is common, certain errors can make it very valuable. Double die obverse DDO. Look for doubling in. The date 1956. The letters Liberty, in God we trust. Strong DDO examples can be worth $100 to over $1,000 depending on severity and condition. Repunched mint mark RPM. Some 19560 cents show a D over D mint mark where the mint mark was punched twice in slightly different positions. These are collectible and can sell for $10, $50 in lower grades. $100 plus in high mint state. Off-center strikes. Value depends on how far off-center the strike is, 5 to 10% off-center, $10, $20, 30 to 50% off-center, $50, $150, die cracks or cut errors. These can bring $5, $75 depending on size and visibility. How to check if you have a valuable one? Check the mint mark for doubling. Use a 10 jeweler's loop to inspect for DDO or RPM. Compare your coin to verified examples on PCGS, NGC, or Variety Vista. If it looks unusually sharp, flawless, or doubled, it may be worth professional grading. Bottom line. A regular 19560 wheat penny is common and worth a few cents. Uncirculated examples are worth a few dollars. Rare errors, especially DDO or RPM, can bring hundreds, even over $1,000 in top grade. Are you ready to uncover hidden treasures that might be hiding in your pocket change? Believe it or not, some of the most valuable collectibles in the coin world are not gold pieces, old silver dollars, or ancient foreign currencies. They're humble wheat penny 1-cent coins. These small copper discs, minted between 1909 and 1958, have become icons of American history and powerful symbols of collecting fever. But among them, a few stand above the rest, coins so rare, mysterious, and valuable that discovering one could genuinely change your life. In this exciting guide, inspired by Rare's latest video, we're opening the vault on the top ultra-rare and most valuable wheat pennies in today's market. These coins have shocked collectors, shattered auction records, and turned ordinary people into overnight owners of or even six-figure treasures. And yes, some of them still show up in random pocket change, old jars, inherited collections, or forgotten drawers. Let's dive into the legends, the rarities, and the stories that make these pennies true American treasures. The 1941 no-mint mark mystery penny. The 1941 Lincoln wheat penny is one of the most produced pennies of all time, but a tiny portion of them carries a far more mysterious reputation. While Philadelphia coins typically have no mint mark, a special group of 1941 pennies shows unusual die characteristics, striking errors, and exceptionally crisp detail, leading to exceptional value in high grade. Perfect, lustrous examples graded by PCGS and NGC have soared far beyond expectations in today's market. What makes these coins special? Collectors prize them for their condition, war-era history, and the transitional quirks in the minting process just before the U.S. shifted metals during World War II. Even common 1941 pennies can sell for $5, $50 in uncirculated condition, but premium examples can reach thousands. The iconic 1909 SVDB, birth of a legend. No list is complete without the king himself, the 1909 SVDB wheat penny. This coin marks the first year of the Lincoln Cent series and features the controversial initials VDB, honoring designer Victor David Brenner. Only 484,000 were minted before backlash forced the mint to remove the initials, making this coin instantly rare. Today, the 1909 SVDB remains one of the holy grails for collectors. A well-preserved example can easily command 4 to 5 figures, and top-graded versions have reached truly staggering prices. Finding one in an old cigar box or inherited collection isn't impossible, and that possibility is part of its enduring myth. The 191 for the penny, the Denver gem of dreams. Struck in very limited numbers, the 191 for D wheat penny has become a treasure hunt favorite. With only around 1.2 million minted, and far fewer surviving in collectible condition, this coin is a cornerstone of every elite wheat penny collection. Even well-worn examples can fetch hundreds, while crisp mid-grade coins climb into the thousands. What elevates the 1914D's value is its combination of scarcity, age, and high demand. It's one of the few coins that collectors at every level actively seek, ensuring its price continues to rise year after year. The 1920 to no deal on error turned superstar. One of the most dramatic minting errors in U.S. history occurred in 1922, when the Denver Mint was the only facility producing pennies. But a worn die produced a batch of coins that appeared to have no mint mark at all, creating the now famous 1920 to no D wheat penny. This rarity was once thought to be a rumor, until authenticated examples confirmed its existence. Today, the 1920 to no D is a mega collectible, with strong strike selling for tens of thousands at auction. It remains one of the most electrifying error coins of the entire Lincoln series. The life-changing 1943 copper penny. And here it is, the coin that has truly changed lives. During World War II, the U.S. Mint produced pennies from steel to save copper for the war effort. But a small handful of 1943 wheat pennies were accidentally struck in copper, creating one of the world's most sought-after mint mistakes. Only a few dozen are known to exist, and each discovery has made national headlines. These coins are the stuff of legend. They have sold for $100,000 to $150,000, even over $1 million, depending on grade and provenance. This is the 1-cent piece collectors refer to as a real-life American treasure. You could be holding a fortune. Every wheat penny carries a story of wartime sacrifice, artistic controversy, technological errors, and the evolution of American money. While most pennies are worth only face value, a surprising number hide secret value, and a few can transform an ordinary day into an unforgettable discovery. So go ahead, grab your change jar, look through that old coin album, or revisit the dusty drawer you haven't opened in years. Your next priceless treasure might be waiting right where you least expect it.